Alright, hey you guys, it's TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of Tokyo Ghoul episode 10, Agori. Okay, so Agori, however you want to pronounce it, this episode was awesome. And I'm recording this 2 days late, but it's okay. I've been sick for like the past week, so I'm just now finally starting to feel better. So, better late than never, right? So this episode was so freaking, oh my goodness, like I had to stop watching it at one point because it was just that bad. Oh my goodness, it was not as graphic as I thought it was going to be. It was more graphic than I thought it was going to be. There you go. So this episode, it was just, we get to see a lot of stuff. First of all, I want to say Banjo's hair is not brown. I have been reading the manga since I first started watching Tokyo Ghoul, and I had a dead set in my mind that Banjo's hair was going to be black. And that is not Banjo. That will not be Banjo until his hair is black. I am saying this now, that it will never be Banjo until his hair is black. But Banjo is still pretty awesome though. So we finally get to see a little bit of like character plot progression for Banjo finally in the anime. And Banjo, he's just a big tough guy. He tries to be a big tough guy, and it doesn't really work out too well for him. He pretty much got pwned by Kaneki when Kaneki didn't even really mean to. Banjo was like out like a light, literally. But we find out that Banjo, he's just trying to protect Riz, but no one knows except for maybe Kaneki and like Toka and everybody in Antiku that Riz is actually dead. So Banjo is still looking for her because he's in love with her. Like, he is in love with Riz, and Rize, that is her name, Rize, I've been corrected. He is in love with Rize, and he can smell her on Kaneki, and the only reason why he can is because, of course, he has some of her, like, body parts. So he smells like Rize's ghoul self. So Banjo got upset, Kaneki protected himself, and Banjo was out like a light. And all this time, after reading the manga, I always thought that all three of his like cronies were men, and one of them is a girl. And I was like, oh, okay, that's awesome. I always thought that they were just 3 guys, but that's fine. I mean, it didn't bother me none, but that stuck out to me. I don't know why. So Banjo was out like a light, and they were trying to help him. Like, well, he came to finally, and then Ayato literally just came out of nowhere. He beat Toka up, he beat up Kaneki, and then Yamori and Nico came in, and Yamori, oh my god, watching that part was absolutely like horrible. Yamori is one sadistic mofo, like for real. Like, it was gruesome, and they didn't even show it, and it was horrible. Like, just listening to Yamori literally like crush Kaneki, like literally crush Kaneki, and nobody did anything. Banjo definitely wasn't going to do anything because he couldn't even handle Kaneki protecting himself, let alone Yamori. Yamori, he is just, I see why he got the nickname Jason of the 13th Ward, because he's scary. I would avoid Yamori at all costs if I ever saw somebody like that on the street. But that was probably the most gruesome thing they've done in Tokyo Ghoul, and they didn't even show it, so. But Yamori literally like beat the crap out of him, and then they took off with him. Nico, and Ayato took off with him. I'm guessing Banjo went with them too, I don't remember. But after that, they all like banded together, and they were like Nishio and Toka and Yomo and the manager and everybody all banded together, and they were going to figure out how they're going to get Kaneki back. And we find out that Ayato and everybody is from the organization Agori Tree, which They have pretty much been trying to take over all of the wards and pretty much be like the main leaders with the ghouls. So they have to figure out a way to get into a gory tree to save Kaneke. And Kaneke, they literally like just threw him in a duffel bag and took off with him. So Kaneke's not doing real good right now. And at first they made it sound like, the manager made it sound like he was just gonna like abandon Kaneke because there was really nothing that they could do for him, and Toka stood up for him, and Nishio of all people stood up for him. So Nishio became like, he's been such a butthole to Kaneke all this time, and now he's like standing up for him. So I guess he's like a likable butthole now. I don't know, I guess you could put it that way. So Nishio finally stood up for Kaneke and said that he would join Toka, because Toka said she was going after to get Kaneke regardless, and Nishio was like, oh well, of course I'm coming. So now everybody's going, and everybody's going to try to figure out a way to save Kaneke. So things are about to get real interesting. I already know how things are going to turn out, but I have a feeling that in the next 2 episodes, because this is already episode 10 and I think there are only going to be 12 episodes, so within the next 2 episodes they're probably going to skip a lot of stuff or cover a lot of ground in those 2 episodes. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. And we finally get to see some, like, a little bit of how creepy Suzuya is. But Suzuya is freaking awesome. He's probably like up there with my favorite characters in this whole series. And for those of you who would like a little bit of background on Suzuya that have not read the manga, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about Suzuya that I haven't gotten to mention in my like chapter reviews, I would love, like, just let me know if you want to hear about it, because I have a lot of stuff that I have to say about Suzuya and his past and all that good stuff. So yeah, because I highly doubt they're not gonna get to that before the season ends. So I would love to, if y'all want to hear anything about that, just let me know down below. But as always, yeah, this episode is freaking awesome. In the beginning it was just blood and guts and everything, because the gory tree attacked one of the CCG bases in the 11th ward, I believe. So yeah, they are taking out doves left and right, which is not good, because now doves are going to be coming to the 20th ward as well. But things are getting real interesting, and I'm very hot. So as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.